and welcome to Newsline TV. My name is Grace and this is Wezesha Biashara show. Wezesha Biashara show is a show where we learn how to acquire, manage and preserve wealth so that we can acquire financial freedom. In our previous shows, we've been learning how to acquire wealth. We have now moved to the second step of becoming financially free, which is wealth multiplication. And under wealth multiplication, we have said that you need to invest your hard-earned cash. And we said one of the ways to invest this money is to buy land. Secondly, you could decide to buy stocks. Thirdly, we said you could invest in government securities and bonds. And in studio today, we're joined again by Lucy from Navea Capital. Karibu sana, Lucy.
Thank you so much, Grace.
And Lucy, we've been talking about investments and looking at the various options that exist. And in our last episode, we actually talked about government securities and bonds.
Yes.
And we said these are, is a way of getting passive income, very secure and guaranteed.
Yes.
Unlike the stocks where prices fluctuate, in government securities the price is constant, as long as you agree with the government at the beginning how much money they will pay you.
Yes.
Are there any other forms of government securities that we could explore as investors?
When you're looking at investing in government bonds and securities, there's something called the treasury bills. And a lot of people hear that word treasury bill and they ask me, what are treasury bills? Treasury bills are a short-term form of a government bond. Whereas a government bond starts for 1 year. Once you give the government money, you have to be patient. The money will stay for a minimum of a year. But now, if you want to invest shorter than a year, then that is when you can buy the government, the treasury bills. You can buy treasury bills for 3 months, you can buy for 6 months, you can buy for 12 months, you can buy for 18 months. They are broken like that. And the good thing with treasury bills is that you get the interest upfront. Like for example, if you take your 50,000 shillings and you buy a certain number of treasury bills and the rate is, for example, 10% per annum, they'll give you the rate for 3 months. The 10% divided by 12 times 3, you get it that day. You go home with your interest. So you wait for 3 months, then now you go and collect your 50,000. If it is 6 months, they tell you this is the interest, you'll be paid the interest upfront. Naenda nyumbani na interest yako, and then now after the 6 months, you go and redeem your money. Those are the options that you can invest in the government bonds and securities.
Okay, thank you very much, Lucy, for that addition. Now, we have already said land is passive income.
Yes.
We talked about stocks and shares, also very passive income that works for you as you sit waiting for people to work hard and to reap your dividends and you can sell and make some money out of it.
Yes.
We've talked about government securities and bonds, and of course the treasury bills. What is the next option that's available to invest my hard-earned cash?
Yes, the other option, and which is a very good option that touches on everyone, is that you can use your savings to set up a business. Most of us who are saving when we are employed, our goal is that one day I will stop working for someone and work for myself. I want to run my own business. So now you have been saving, you've been paying yourself, and now you realize I have accumulated enough seed. Now you can remove your money and go invest that money in a business. I get a lot of people who ask me, I have all these nice ideas about setting up a business. Where do I get capital from? And I like to tell people that the first call for you to raise capital for your business is your own savings. Don't have grand business ideas that you want to start and you have no money of your own. You want either to borrow or you want people to help you with money. First start by using your own money, what you have been saving. So that is what you can use to go and set up a business. The only catch is this: do not go and remove your money and go and put it in a business that you don't know how it is run. You don't even know what business is it, but because you have seen other people are doing it and they are making money, you also go and remove your savings, you go into it. Before you invest in a business, make sure, number one, it is something that is along the line of what you're passionate about. Number two, make sure that you have a proper business plan of where you are starting. People make the mistake of wanting to start so big, the business that you want to do. Start from down there. small, so that your investment there is also small, and if you lose, then you don't end up losing all your money.
Yes.
If in the course of trying to set up the business you realize this is not something even I want, it's not even what I thought it is, then you can cut your losses, and your losses are small. But if you go and start large scale, then it is very difficult. You will lose a lot of money.
Just
For example,
as you talk
yes.
about the business plan, Lucy, one of the things when people hear business plan,
Uh-huh.
they think that you've got to go sit down and come up with a 30-page document.
Uh-huh.
A business plan can be as
Or you
simple
have
as
to go to school.
or you have to go to school to Strathmore and
learn
learn how to come
how
up with
to
a
do.
business plan.
Not necessarily. I
Yes.
want to tell people,
Mhm.
even if it is a kiosk that you want to set up, you can do a simple business plan. And in a simple business plan, what you are saying is, this is what I'm going to be selling, or this is what I'm going to be doing. If you're going to be manufacturing, this is what I'm going to be manufacturing. It is going to cost me so much. This is how much I am going to sell at. This is how much profit I will be making. This is where I'm getting that capital to start from. And these are my customers. These are my target customers. I am estimating every day I'll be selling so much. Every month I'll be selling so much. Very simple, one page. That is something that guides you. So that when you now start the business, you can look back at your document, your business plan, and say, did I sell in the first, second day? Did I sell what I was expecting? What are the changes then that I can make if I am not making the amount of money that I had planned is what I am going to set. So a business plan doesn't have to be a very technical document. Number 3 of setting up the business, please make sure that you have some little experience. If, for example, you want to do agribusiness, go and learn first from someone who is already doing what you want to start farming. Get to understand what are the challenges of practically doing that business. Do not just wake up, go remove your money, you come and set up a greenhouse, you start farming, you don't even have any experience, you don't know what diseases the crops can encounter, you don't even know what you're going to sell. So make sure at least you have learned from someone, 1 or 2 people. Take time and learn the business that you want to set up. So make sure you have knowledge. So investing in a business is one of the very good ways that you can use your savings in. And as we finalize on that aspect, you can invest in a business that you're not necessarily running. Like, for example, Grace is my friend, and she's running this media house, and she comes and tells me, if I get capital of 500,000 extra, I can expand this way, and therefore I'm looking for a business partner. So we can partner in your business. I can invest in your business as a silent partner. I'm not going to be involved in actively running the business. You're the one who's going to run the business, but we agree that once you make profits, this is how we are going to share. So you can invest in a business that is running, as long as it is someone you trust, and as long as you do your documentation properly so that you're covered. Your partnership in that business is properly protected.
Right. And one of the other factors that you need to consider, I believe, when you're investing in a business is how much time
Yes.
you have. I mean, if you're in your retirement, 60 years old, you don't want to invest your money in a business that you probably cannot run, or it will not
or that
give
is
you,
going to require you
Yes.
to be waking up at 4 o'clock
Exactly.
and closing the business at 10 o'clock in the night. So you
Yes.
must consider
Mhm.
how much time do you have to dedicate into that business. And I always advise people, unless you are doing what I have said lastly, that you are investing in someone who is already an expert in that area, you're just going in to give capital and you're a quiet partner. Do not remove your savings to go and invest in a business that you're going to trust someone else to run the business for you. You know, like what we do, telephone farming. You are here in Nairobi, you have set up a greenhouse up country, you have employed somebody. Every day in the morning you wake up and call, what has happened, you have no idea what goes on. That is bound to fail. So by the time you are removing your money to go and invest in a business, make sure that you have adequate time to commit to that business. The same way you commit time in your employment is the same way you need to commit time to your business. So do not go into business unless you're sure you have adequate time. Invest your money now in the land or in the shares until the time when you're ready to go into the business.
Okay, thank you very much, Lucy. That is very insightful. You need to make sure that when you are investing in business, first of all, you have passion for what you're investing in.
Yes.
Make sure that you have the time to spend in your business, because running a business is another full-time employment.
Exactly.
Look at the factors that need to be considered first. You know, are you 60 years old? Do you want to wake up at 4 in the morning and sleep at 10 in the night? Or are you 20 years old and you have all the energy to run around and build a business? Consider such factors before you invest in a business, and be sure that whichever decision you make is going to make you financially free.
Yes.
That brings us to the end of our episode today. Until next time, I wish you God's blessings and nice time.